Let me ask you this. Can I bring a +1? Can I wear white? Can I bring my kids? How about my pets? Just joking. These are just a few of the questions you probably shouldn't ask when you were invited to a wedding. Or can you? We're diving into wedding etiquette now with Rebecca, Tanya, and bride-to-be Steph. So I'm really interested to hear what you're going to say to a lot of these scenarios. Things have changed over the years. You know what? I'm going to start with this one, and I feel like this one is sort of antiquated. But can you wear white to a wedding? Can you wear white to someone else's wedding? Rebecca, what do you think? No.
I was going to say like all three of us. No.
You're still in a no. What about you, Tanya?
I think there's so many colors, right?
Yeah.
So if you can choose something else, it's probably best to. I don't think it's a complete sin.
Yeah.
Especially because we're seeing other colors that brides are wearing. But
Yes.
you could probably choose something else.
Okay, get something else. Forget about the white. Why would you do that? Why are you trying to compete, right?
It's questionable.
It's questionable.
Yeah.
So how about this? You get your invite, and your name is on the invite, but just your name. Do you go to the bride and groom or whoever's invited you, can I add a +1? Would you say that, Steph? Would you ask?
I mean, being the bride myself, I would now say no. Because you have so many people coming like down the water, like, you know, coming to you and asking, oh, can I bring this in? And on my invitation and even on my wedding website, I have, you know, if you don't have a +1, there's a reason for that, but I'm going to place you at a table. I did. I'm going to place you at a table with other people you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, and so that you're not just there by yourself. And I've thought heavily on it, and you will be okay.
Oh, that is very good that you actually clarified that.
Yes.
Because I would assume if you didn't put anyone else's name on the invite, it's because you don't want me bringing someone else.
Exactly. And one of my tips is if they're not married or in a long-term relationship where you've met the partner and you guys have you know, had those experiences together, then they don't need to be at your wedding.
I really regretted putting +1s on my wedding because some people brought their fly-by-night, like one-night stand.
It's a no.
Why are they at my wedding? And then it's like, this is a lot of money per plate. And then it's like 6 months later, I'm at the club and they're like, I was at your wedding. What? You should have never been there, man.
You don't want to meet someone for the first time at your wedding.
No, exactly. It should be people who love you and care about you. So I totally agree with that. If there's not a +1, don't ask.
Don't ask.
Taking photos during the ceremony. I feel like I got married way back in the ages of 2006. I wanted people taking photos because they sent me the photos afterwards and I thought it was really sweet. What do you guys think of photos, people taking photos at the ceremony? Tanya, what do you think?
I think it's fine unless an officiant or someone states not to.
Yeah.
Or if the bride and groom are directly saying, please don't, because they don't want you interfering with their photography.
Right.
Then I can respect that, because sometimes you will see, you know, iPad, like some older individuals, my dad, will have like an iPad in the shot and it's like taking up half the photo, right? So I do respect that, but yeah, I think for, you know, other like memories for us to have and to share, it is nice.
Yes. Rebecca, what do you think? If someone says no photos at the ceremony, like,
I think it's totally acceptable.
it's okay to take pictures.
It's acceptable to have that on your invite.
Oh, just say no. It's acceptable to say no.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it's
why
okay.
is that?
Just to go, hey, it's unplugged. I want you here for the moment and enjoy it with me.
Okay.
Don't be busy taking photos or posting to social media. Who cares? Like, just be here with me, present.
I do know some couples have said, please don't post this on social media. Like, please wait. And it's tough to like corral 200 people. But if those are your wishes, what are you going to do at your wedding?
Oh, there's
Can we take photos?
I know, right? No, there's definitely a no phone policy, I think, during the ceremony.
wow.
I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have a dedicated time for it, because, like, let's face it, everyone's connected to their phones nowadays.
Yeah.
So, and everyone lives through events basically through the screen, even though they're there.
So sad,
which is sad. It is very sad. But I'll dedicate some time for it, and I think that it just, you know, it adds to getting people to share those memories. So when you maybe something that you miss, that you're going to be like, oh, wow, I didn't see that moment. And that's really nice.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. I would have thought, of course, take photos during the ceremony. What's the big deal? How about bringing a boxed gift to a wedding?
Oh, sorry, the Italian has to jump right in.
Do you have some thoughts?
Pardon me, I have a couple thoughts.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time you would see an Italian bringing a box to a wedding is if, like, not enough money fit in an envelope that you have to, like, shove it in a box.
Right.
Because really,
Right.
yes, yeah.
Yes.
So it's just I've never really seen it
Right.
at an Italian wedding. It's just more so, you know, cash, check in an envelope.
Absolutely. I feel like that's the way it should be.
Who wants to carry a slow cooker home, like, at the end of the night? Like, people always have their condos. They're living in houses nowadays. Usually they're not getting married and then moving in. Like, it's just a different culture now.
Yes,
So people have what they
absolutely.
need already.
Now, with that said, can you say on your invitation only monetary gifts preferred? That's a no-no?
Oh, it's a no-no.
But your family already understands, so you don't have to say it.
I know. I hate reading that.
You hate it,
You
huh?
can tell you can tell your wedding party or your parents to graciously share that message to your friends and family so that it's word of mouth.
Did you put it on the invite stuff?
It is not on the invitation. It's on my wedding website.
Okay.
And you know what? I lied. It is on my invitation because nowadays with technology, I even put, like, you know, we have a couple's email. If you don't want to bring money, you want to send an e-transfer.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Here you go.
All right.
You can do
Okay.
that with this.
Forward.
Yeah, very forward, girl. Do you see
Yes.
this housing market? Like, I'm still living at home, right? Like, I don't need a slow cooker.
Are you looking at the housing market? Are you looking at the real estate is absolutely insane.
It is.
But what if would you ever put to help us have a beautiful honeymoon, cash gifts preferred or money gifts preferred?
I don't think so.
No.
I wouldn't
To
put
help
the
us buy our first house.
first home. I think everyone can understand that, but a honeymoon, it's like, you know, that's like, okay, well, maybe have a lower key honeymoon. You know what I mean? But
Right.
everyone needs a house.
Right.
So help me.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah. Okay, what if you say we're getting married and we don't want any kids at this wedding? It's for grown-ups only. Does anyone have a problem with that? Rebecca, do you think that's a problem?
I think it's totally fair if the couple wants to do that and say that. People will make arrangements as long as you let them know in advance.
Or people will fight you. People fight you
They
about that.
can.
I don't think it's a big deal. If you only want grown-ups at your wedding, it's your wedding, it's your party. You didn't ask for
Exactly.
kids to be there. Tanya, what do you think?
I'm gonna pass on the
Is it because you don't care, or it's too controversial, or you think kids should be allowed?
You know what? I think if you just have a baby, perhaps you're breastfeeding,
Right.
I think that's okay.
Right.
Unless there's any kind of like real attachment issues, but I think other than that, try to make arrangements.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. My sister had a baby my wedding was anybody. Like, maybe not anything with 4 paws, but anybody could come. Kids?
No.
I feel like that's a good way to end it.
You know, yeah, it is. It's just like you said, like, per plate, it's just so expensive. And then also, you know, I'm planning my wedding for the last 2 years. You know, I'm hoping that you can find like some arrangements to you know, make sure that you can come out for a night and enjoy the night with me. And again, wedding websites are incredible because it's under the frequently asked questions. We have it all listed out there, and that was one of the questions as well.
Okay, so kids, no. Thank you all. I love it, and I don't blame you at all for that. And if any of you watching at home want to share your thoughts on these, agree, disagree, share them with us. Find us on social media at Cityline.